Oh man. What's up, man?
Meow meow, brown cow.
Unique New York. I still got
Unique, right? I'm like, let me. What's good, bro?
What's poppin', bro?
Yo,
Okay. That's what's up. Yeah. A lot of stuff going on these days, man. I agree.
no, like my brain is like flooding with like so much has happened. So for those of you that are tuning in, we definitely took a break like last week.
Yeah.
So we're back. A lot has happened. I feel like anytime we take a break, like shit just hits the fan.
I mean, should be hitting the fan anyway.
You're right.
So I go to sleep, wake up. Oh shit hit the fan last night.
Right. This is 2021 is turning out to really be 2020 with a wig on. It is. It's like, I am the previous bitch.
Yeah.
I just got a new hair.
Yeah.
It's sad. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. How am I? I'm doing great, but enough about me.
Yes.
We got things to do.
Okay.
More importantly,
Yes.
they have things to hear and to see. And this moment right here is about you guys.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. This is the love and gratitude portion of the podcast. It's probably the most important part.
The most important part.
Yeah, showing you guys love and affection, and thank you guys for being here. Thanks for buying our candles. Thanks for hitting the play button on the little podcast player. So appreciate you.
YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You show up constantly. You let us know what you're thinking. You tune in. We really, really appreciate all your support.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely couldn't have started this candle business that we've kind of grown into something else. That's a really nice shirt you got on, man.
this
I don't
this
know.
whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a premium cotton.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it's stretchable and breathable, man. That's dope.
Yeah, I've been calling it cotton because it just feels like it needs
yeah.
more respect
Yeah.
than cotton.
That's an Ave accent on the back end of that, I hear. It's Catan.
I'm glad you picked up on my Ave. Yes. So this shirt brought to you by the Audacity podcast. I don't know if y'all can see the back. Get into it.
Wow.
The Audacity. Yo, we have merch, guys.
Yeah, we've got merch. I've got a shirt on from the Audacity.
You do.
Boom. Let me see. Make sure they can see this whole thing.
Come on,
I mean,
pivot.
since we're here, it's just like boom. You know what I mean? But yeah, cop you guys some merch. There's some new merch out there.
Yes.
These shirts and more. Also, bam. Sorry, guys. I'm just really excited about all of our merch at the Audacity, Jme and Warren.com that you guys can check out. So you can show everybody one of your favorite podcasts because, as we mentioned earlier, you could be anywhere else in the world.
You could.
Anywhere else on the internet specifically.
Yes.
You could be looking up how to get a squirrel out of your attic. So it doesn't just, keep crawling over your, above your head when you're trying to go to sleep at night. You could be on the internet looking up YouTube videos about the best spray and powder to kind of get rid of these squirrels, but you're not. You're here.
Do you have a squirrel?
And we appreciate you.
We do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on? You want to talk about that squirrel? What's going on, bro?
I don't get a lot of sleep these days.
Yeah.
The squirrel wakes up at like 4 a.m. I mean, you gotta go out and get nuts. Come in, running back and forth. I guess storing the nuts or something. But I laid some stuff down. I looked up some YouTube videos, and so I'll let you know tonight to see, around sunrise.
I hope you get rid of him. We had a squirrel in our house too, but he was in the laundry room. I feel like your squirrel more respectful because he stayed hidden.
Nah.
Wait, he's been here?
It's a 4-bedroom house. He chose my bedroom to just be above me, and I can't sleep.
Right.
You know
But it's better than being in your bedroom.
That's true.
Let me tell you, when you actually see a squirrel in your home,
Listen,
it do some different kind of shit.
I had to change my air filter. I'm like, oh. Excuse me, sir. Knock, knock, knock.
Are you home?
I'm coming. You got a tenant.
That's hilarious. Well, yeah. Get the fuck out, squirrel.
Yeah. I haven't heard him in a couple days, so we'll see.
He probably dead.
What's been going on with you, bro?
So y'all, I got Backy round 2.
Hey, come on, Backy round 2.
So much closer.
Let's go.
Cheers to Backy round 2.
Cheers
I
to
am
Backy
so
round
much
2,
closer to being 100% vaccinated. They say it marinates in your body for like 2 weeks and then you're fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
420.
It's a brine, I believe.
It is a brine. Yeah, because I was feeling real salty after I got it.
You had some effects?
Bro, hell yeah.
You had the Bell's palsy? The Bell's palsy?
No, thank God I didn't.
Oh.
Like, if I had that Bell
Is that
palsy,
rude?
I would not be on here right now. I'd be in the hospital. No, like I got my shot. Me and my friend Nadia went. We got our shots, and then we felt good right after. It was quick, so we went and got some brunch. I had a mimosa. It felt very normal just being out. I hadn't like sat inside of a restaurant in a minute, and so it was nice. And on the drive home is when shit got a little different. I was driving and I was like, "Ooh, I'm tired as fuck." Like, has it been that long since I had a fucking mimosa that I'm tired? And literally, I had to roll down the windows and start blasting music like I had just left the club.
You were a little fatigued?
Like, I was hella sleepy. I got home around 11, and then I didn't wake up again until 7 p.m.
Wow.
And I had, like, sweated through my sheets and everything. Like, it was crazy.
Man, ain't no fever like a sweat through your sheets. You wake
Bro.
up like, oh, whew, I was going through it.
Glad I made it out. Glad I made it out.
What was I dreaming?
Yes. Yeah, and then I had, like, the body aches, the chills. I definitely clearly had a fever that broke during my sleep.
How long ago was this, you said?
Tuesday is when I got it.
Oh, okay.
And that lasted
Some of this.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday I felt fine.
Oh, cool.
I don't have the Rona.
Yeah, no.
I got the
Yeah.
Vaccy.
I too got my Vaccy also. And I have received 0 symptoms.
Well, you know what? Lucky
of
you.
that, yeah.
Lucky you.
I had the black vaccine, the Moderna one.
Oh, you didn't get Pfizer.
No, I had Moderna, who was, Moderna was researched by the black woman. Shout out to y'all. She's been working on this for like years.
I did not
like
know.
7 years before COVID even came.
Shout out to black women.
They know. They just know.
I didn't know which one she had worked on.
It was a
I was
Moderna.
just trying to get it.
Yeah.
I said, give it to me. So yeah, but it only lasted for a little while. I feel much better, and I'm back.
Cool. Keep me updated, man. Keep us all
I feel fine.
updated. Cool.
I feel fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. How am I doing? Let's see. Yeah, like I said, so I had my second Vaccy shot and went down to Albany to get it. Hometown. Shout out to 229 all day. Had like a weekend getaway kind of thing.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying? Get more in tune with the outdoors, the slowness of the countryside,
Right, 'cause
etc.
there's a lot of nature in Albany.
Yeah.
A lot of outdoors.
Yeah, a lot of sitting down and looking around. A lot of sitting down and looking around. On my drive down there, I still see it's so funny, man. Still seeing the Trump Pence. Nice catch. You good over there? Okay, yeah. Nothing's happened. It's funny going down there though and seeing like the Trump Pence 2020 sign still on like people's yards. It's like, oh man, look at these people saying, "Hey, I'm a loser, guys."
Yeah, like
Look at me that lost.
I don't win shit, and I like to be reminded. Like
Right behind the Confederate flags. It's like, ugh.
Let it go, people. Look, I'm saying that, but I definitely saw an Obama sticker in somebody's like yard not too long ago.
That's a winner to me though.
Hey,
Hey, that's a championship. That's a memorabilia.
yo,
Almost bought a damn a pond boat going down there.
you almost bought a boat for a pond.
Yeah.
Where was you gonna put it when you got back?
I ain't playing that far out. I was like, oh man, do I want a boat? I don't know.
Look, I can tell you got your stimulus check. I can tell you got your.
Global warming coming up.
I might need a boat.
I might need a boat. You know what I'm saying? They say the icebergs are melting.
And they are.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually.
Also, I went to the High again, the High Museum. I went ahead and got a membership, bro, just to.
I was about to say, because you definitely is a member.
I'll be up in there.
You
know
be
what I'm
at the
saying? I'll be
High.
looking around. So checked out their new exhibit. It's a pretty good one, man. They there's like this guy. He had set up like these 10 different cameras, and like instruments was playing in different rooms in like this big house somewhere out. And they were recording on each one. So you could see him like walk from one camera to the other on the screen and kind of playing all these different musical instruments with people in the, different camera shots.
Right.
And it's kind of like a continuous kind of a flow, and it'll like restart whenever the video ends, and you could see him like leaving this screen and walking over here. So it's like, oh shit, where's he at? So it's pretty dope new exhibit.
I'm always fascinated by like artists and like their creations and like how they like choose to like exhibit that.
Right.
The High always has some really, really cool exhibitions. So that's dope.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get a membership.
Check it out, man.
I'm just gonna find a nigga that got one.
Yeah.
Period.
They're out there.
Are they?
But they're not here for any. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I saw some disdain on your face right there. You were
Look,
like,
that's
are
my
they?
mood.
Drinks wine.
Right. Disdain's been my move for 2021.
But they're here for this podcast
Yes.
episode.
Let's do it.
You ready to get started?
What's first?
What's first is today is April
It is
10th, 11th.
11.
Yeah, 11th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spring fling segment, bro.
Bro, it's time.
It's time, bro.
Yes.
The pollen's in the air. That's how you know when it's spring fling time. When the pollen's, you can't breathe. Your eyes are scratchy. You got yellow stuff on your car after you just had a car wash.
Yes.
We're here.
When I started seeing people in sundresses, that's when I knew. I said, oh, the sundress season's upon us. I said, hello, y'all.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about on this spring fling edition?
So, now that everybody's like melted off, we've got all the other season off of us.
Right.
We're here in spring, and today we're going to be talking about attachment styles.
What do the people need to know about attachment styles?
So, one, that they exist.
Yes.
That's the first part.
Yes.
People don't realize that, I was reading a book called Attached, I believe it is. And it talks about how everybody has kind of different like styles on how they like just, I guess, attach to it and kind of get connected with other people and in their relationships. And whether there's, I believe there's 4 attachment styles. Secure.
Yes.
Avoidant.
Yes.
I'm sorry, dismissive avoidant, fearful avoidant, and anxious.
You did that.
Whew.
Well, let me tell y'all, I got notes. He did that without notes.
Man.
He was that student. He was like, I got it. Photography.
Well, no, it was audible. So I was just like, listen, I was like, okay, what did they say? And this and that. What else? Do you know anything about, have you heard of these attachment styles?
Yeah. So we studied this like in my undergrad when I was working on my psych degree. And it's interesting because I think a lot of people don't really understand their own attachment styles, which is like, can cause a lot of conflict when you are trying to enter into, a partnership, situationship, relationship, one night stand. It's just, anything.
Entanglement.
Yes, that part. And so like, a lot of people, I don't think they realize like you learn these attachments like very early on, and they are kind of shaped through your experiences. And it's just important stuff to know because like, depending on like what your particular attachment style is, you might want to link up with someone that complements that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in a spring fling, and then get flung off the roof. Okay, because you done been with somebody and they driving you crazy. They won't text you back. They won't say the things you say, your words of affirmation. That's my love language. They're not giving you what you need.
Yeah. They're avoiding you.
Yeah, they are. Yes.
Not you, second person.
No, yes, he is. He is. That's fine.
But, excuse me. But yeah, so with, have you ever been dating somebody you could like see signs of their actual attachment style
Yeah, I was on a date once and the nigga didn't show up, so I was like, that's avoidant. That was dismissive avoidant. I also am that attachment style to a degree. I'm a mixture, which you can't have blended attachment styles. I don't think a lot of people just fall within one. So I'm like dismissive avoidant. I don't get like attached very easily. Typically I go after things or people that I'm like, oh, this is nice. Like I recognize that in them, like I will start to like them. They pull back a little bit, then that makes me more engaged. But then if they start to like me too much, I kind of pull back. And so I'm working on becoming more secure. That's like when everything's reciprocal and, healthy.
Yeah, and not as like reactive, I believe.
Yes.
That's what they say.
Yes.
So I took the attachment style test and they said I was secure and I was like, really?
Come through.
Am I?
You did that.
But also I think in listening to the book, I was seeing that, like you mentioned, I think it's also sometimes depending on, what relationship experience that you've had, because obviously if you've kind of gone into one that's kind of made you like a little bit more anxious, then, that may change. But, still, I think to your point, like you still have like that base level of, okay, this is where my home base is or whatever, of like as far as attachment style.
Heck yeah. So guys, before you go out here with your spring fling, because you know it's coming, we about to be outside, okay, vaccinated.
Yeah.
If you're not vaccinated, don't come to my section. Okay.
Oh,
oh my God. People gonna be like, what did Jamie get? No wonder you didn't have no reactions. You got in the wrong place.
Jamie got that snowfall. Like,
But seriously, guys, like do your own research, take the test, see what kind of attachment style you have. That way, when you are going to engage with people, you can kind of be like, do you know your attachment style?
Yeah.
What is it? No, I can't fuck with you. I'm moving on. Yeah.
Because even with the, we mentioned the avoidant, but, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like, like you or are trying to get out of a thing. It's just like that's
They're different.
That's how they're just different. Yeah.
I'm attached to you in a way that looks unattached.
Yeah, it's interesting how you can like, I think in the book I felt like I was getting some kind of reservations because it seemed like they were kind of picking on the avoidant, and and even like the anxious and kind of like just saying like, hey, one is these people they don't really have a chance of X, Y, and
doomed.
Z. They're doomed. And so I'm like, okay.
Shout out to the lonelies. How y'all doing? Team lonely.
But let's move on.
What's next?
Audacious Sports.
Yo, what's going on in sports? I heard a lot is going on in these sports streets.
Man.
Okay, when I'm hearing about sports, that's how I know a lot of shit is going on.
Bro, exactly. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one, we got Deshaun Watson in the news.
Okay, I haven't heard about him.
Okay, so he's black quarterback. He's got some allegations out there for sexual harassment. So professional athletes,
right?
They have body aches. Throwing your body up and down 100 yards. You know what I'm saying? So he gets, massages, physical therapy, all that kind of stuff. Right. I think maybe like 150 a year. But I think at this point it's about 21 cases, I believe the last count was.
Do they even play for that many days a year? 150 a year?
No, but, when you're working out, he's got he's traveling in different cities, you know what I'm saying? So,
so the plane be fucking him up, so he just need 150 massages.
Yeah,
a year?
man, all that the jet lag and whatnot.
I want to see how much money he making because 150 massages. That look.
Yeah, so there's some allegations out there accusing that he's harassed the masseuses, sexually.
Right.
And kind of forced sometimes himself. And he kind of forced. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. And so that is a story going on these days. And it's kind of coming at a point to where he's looking for like a trade because he was like one of the big all-star football players and quarterbacks of the league. Like, okay, he's asking for a trade, trying to get out.
Right.
And now these 20 cases are coming up, and so it's an interesting thing, man.
It's not looking good.
There's no point. Like the thing is, he's getting these masseuses off of like Instagram, and it's like, dude, you're a professional athlete. Why are you getting so many different people? Giving them access to your physical body.
It sounds like an addiction.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Like it sounds a little. Well, we're gonna pray for our brother Deshaun. And these victims, because if you're doing the shit, bro, you're gonna get punished.
Yeah. I think these like star athletes don't really realize the world that they're in, and kind of realizing like everything that they do, literally everything is on a magnifying glass and on camera, especially if you're like the franchise quarterback of a team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're in Texas and you're star quarterback of the Texans.
Right. And social media has really changed the game because social media really does connect us in ways that it never used to, but it also can like expose things that like you have about yourself that are fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Sorry for you, Deshaun, I guess.
Yeah. It'll be interesting what happens. And even like how the NFL gets kind of brought into it because when black athletes are have like different cases and kind of stories like these that come out, it's always kind of demonizing them more than the white athletes.
Yeah, because that white athlete that like tried to kill his black girlfriend, this story was everywhere, and it took the NFL a minute to respond.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is this nigga still actively playing? Like how? Also, just being real, I feel like the NFL has got to take more responsibility for the what is it, the CTE?
CTE, yeah.
Like
the brain injury, yeah.
There are correlations to these people's behavior and like the sport they're playing.
Absolutely. Even there was another story about a former NFL player who killed like a doctor and his like 4 kids or like some kids out in like another. He was like a retired football player, and then he like killed himself later because that's what usually happens with the CTE and everything. So yeah, they got to do like more stuff for these, employees of the league that's gotten damage from doing the work that they've been doing.
Yeah, physical labor. I'm telling you, it's slavery. That's what it is.
Yeah, interesting time. But moving on.
Yes.
So I have something else in Audacious Sports.
What's going on?
We talked about Dwayne Wade and his daughter Zaire, I believe her name is
Zaya.
Zaya? Okay, cool. So, and even like the Lil Boosie mess and all that kind of back and forth.
Yes.
And Lil Boosie's kind of unwanted, unasked for thoughts about Dwayne Wade raising his child. So Dwayne Wade was on a podcast. You know which podcast? Have you heard about any of this?
Yes, I think it's called I Am an Athlete.
Yeah.
It's Brandon Marshall.
Ocho Cinco, a couple other retired players.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a really good episode.
Oh, so you saw the one with Dwayne Wade?
I watched the whole episode.
Oh, wonderful, cool. So
yeah, I watched the whole
did.
episode. One, I love their family. I've always liked Gabrielle Union, and like I just love them as a unit and the way they move and stuff like that. But it was really interesting. I don't think I have ever seen a platform like this where you hear black heterosexual athletes talking about trans women and like the adversity they face and the crimes that are committed against them and how it was really sad. Like they were really advocating for this particular population, which was really dope to see because, like I said, I've never seen that before. And I think it's causing a larger conversation like around like a trans youth and trans rights and how, you know, African Americans in our own community, how we deal with like the LGBTQ population. And it was beautiful. I just really commend Dwayne Wade for a lot of things he said. He said at the end of the day, like, that's my child.
Right.
He said, I can't tell you how many stories, like he said, me and him and his daughter were watching Pose. And he said, we were watching Pose, and he said, shout out to the Pose cast because they really educated us. The last season is coming soon. I'm very sad about that. And he was saying like how his daughter was so shook seeing like kids getting thrown out their house by their parents and condemned and having to live outside or like having to like build like their own support units. And she said and he said, yeah, she was shocked because that's not her experience.
Right.
He said, it's not finna be. He was like, you know, what kind of parent are you throwing your child out the house? He said, no. He said, my child was not going to be someone that killed themselves or was out here, you know, feeling like they weren't supported. And so, you know, just shout out to Dwayne Wade for causing like a larger conversation around parenting, but also like, you know, how to really love your child despite, you know.
Yeah, unconditionally. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you said he, you know, continued like the conversation and even spoke to, you know, different celebrities like Lil Boosie that was, you know, been having like these, you know, opinions and voicing their opinions about other people's parenting and stuff like that. So yeah, it was like a great conversation. And like to your point, like, you know, around only like, you know, males that's usually not a conversation that is, you know, one, had and number two, recorded and kind of displayed. So
in a public forum. Yeah, I feel like it was a very powerful episode. So shout out to those guys. I definitely will maybe watch some other episodes.
Yeah. It also, during that same show, have you seen that Brandon Marshall meme actually?
Yeah, well, he looked like he's a Super Saiyan powering up. Yeah, I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think they also be like, you know, sipping during this podcast.
They'd definitely be drinking and eating.
So, and I saw, I think, so during that clip where this meme came out, Brandon Marshall was like, they were discussing NBA contracts versus NFL contracts. And the NBA contracts, they were debating whether or not they were guaranteed versus NFL contracts, which are not guaranteed.
Right.
So if you get cut, you don't get whatever millions they said they was going to give you.
Ask Michael Sam how it feels.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Right. So Brandon Marshall was saying like, no, they're definitely not guaranteed in the NBA. And meanwhile, NBA players was like retweeting. It was like, sorry to tell you this, bro, but we get our money.
I could sit down the rest of the season.
Right.
And I'm paid. Like, and also, Brandon Marshall is an NFL player.
He was.
Oh, he don't play no more.
Correct.
Okay, so he was in the NFL. So yeah, like if you, it's just I always am very fascinated with people that comment on experiences that they've never had. Yeah. Like so matter of fact, like yes, you can have an opinion, but if you're like, no, this is how it is. How do you know?
He was loud and wrong, is what that was.
Loud and wrong.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment and shout out all the loud and wrong people in our lives.
You.
Hello.
Yeah. You
hey,
think
Dad.
you know.
Hey, Dad.
But you really don't know.
Loud and wrong.
Loud and wrong. You thought. So yeah. Also, you know, going back to the Dwayne Wade conversation.
Yes.
It brought up, or it kind of like further highlighted the trans ban in Arkansas that's going on.
Oh my gosh.
It's wild that they're even like have like this, that this is a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because like things like this like constantly happen. Anytime, you know, when Trump was in office, he did that whole military ban of trans people and tried to take away like the health benefits. And then, you know, when Joe Biden came in, he, you know, returned that. And so like this is just the pendulum swinging back for Republicans. And it's really crazy because they specifically don't want anyone under 18 to be able to have any of their like medical bills or like operations like
Benefits.
covered.
Right.
So like if you wanted to like transition earlier on, if you wanted to start taking like estrogen or testosterone or whatever, like they're like, we're not paying for that.
For the hormone therapy.
Which is really interesting because it goes into like, you know, government, big government, and then like, you know, like small government, and like how like this is like a decision you're making for like families that maybe like want their child to be able to. And so I don't know, I have mixed opinions on it. One, I will say I'm not a parent, so I don't know what that's even like. Two, I'm not trans. I don't have like, if I was a parent, I don't have a trans child. And so I can't imagine like what as a parent you feel like should happen if your child should be able to like fully express themselves in the body they feel like they are supposed to have, or if you're worried about like them taking testosterone or estrogen too early, you know, because their body's not done, you know, developing. But in my mind, that's kind of the point. They don't want it to develop a certain kind of way.
Oh, that's true too.
You know what I mean? And so I don't know, I just kind of feel like things like this, you shouldn't be able to legislate bodies. This goes back to like when governments try to like outlaw abortion because they want to control women. Like, I just don't feel like you should be able to like control people's health care. If you work a job and you have health insurance, they should cover, period.
Health is health.
That
you know what I'm saying? Like and whether, you know, we speak to how much, you know, health is also connected like mentally, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mental health, physical health, you know, all these things is the things that like contribute to a society's well-being. And like, you know, to say who we are not going to give health coverage to, and from a states' rights perspective also, which is, you know, why this whole like state versus government and, you know, just the back and forth of like what you can do over here as opposed to across the street when you're, you know, in Kentucky or something like that. It's so inefficient and like, you know, problematic as far as trying to actually do what's best for the overall society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I just, you know, holistically, I probably lean more towards you not being able to tell people what the fuck they can do.
Right.
That's just how I feel, especially because I know it's not hurting anybody. It's just hurting your Christian feelings.
Right.
Because that's what a lot of these stuff, they try to root stuff in like, well, you know, and I'm like, let that shit go. Like, just...
Because the thing is like, you know, in one bill, they'll say this is, you know, like a lot of their bills and, you know, reasoning is, you know, on these Christian beliefs, but at the same time, even how we talk about, you know, the marriage rights and stuff like that, you know, at the same time, there's a show called 90 Day Fiance where they're making like a mockery of marriage.
And y'all not trying to get that banned.
You know, and it's like you meet some or love or married at first sight. You know what I mean? All these like different kind of reality shows. Like, oh, let's two people that don't know each other get married only to get divorced in like 60 days.
And it's just crazy to me. I'm like, Arkansas, you want to ban trans youth so they can't have these, you know, thing. How many kids don't eat in Arkansas? How many kids don't have access to medical like facilities in general? How many of them don't have the proper access to clean water, food, safety, education? Like, y'all are worried about the wrong fucking stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cut that out.
Yeah. For no reason, like they have all these, you know, tasks that they need to cover and like, you know, things to look out for their voting constituents and everything. And they were like, hey, let's go worry about this thing that nobody asks us to worry about.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Arkansas, go to hell.
So now,
Yes.
we have to talk about two recent passings this past week. The Duke of Edinburgh and DMX have both passed. Have you heard about these?
I definitely heard about DMX. And
Is it not the Duke of
No,
Edinburgh?
no, we're going to get there. The Duke of Edinburgh, like the Queen's husband?
Yeah.
Okay, see, this is what I'm not about to do.
What you mean?
I saw what you're talking about. People were like, oh, the Duke died.
Yeah, Duke and
He
DMX.
died at 99. You know, he came home and was resting. Y'all stop. Because one thing I'm trying not to do this year is actively participate in a lie. That nigga died 4 years ago. He died Have you seen him?
I saw pictures.
Did y'all see that zombie just walking around? People always worried about like Area 51 and do aliens. There's a motherfucking zombie in the palace.
They had him kind of propped up in the car that one time. He looked like Weekend at Bernie's, but without the glasses on.
Have you seen Underworld, the movie?
Yeah.
That's Victor. Okay, a lot of people don't know that's a documentary that was shot guerrilla style.
Okay.
It's not really sci-fi. You see, all the actors in it was British because that's their real fucking life over there. That nigga has a bullet wound mark in the middle of his forehead if you look closely where he was shot 4 years ago, and they just gave him some stem cell shit probably because the queen not aging.
Yeah, so the Duke passed.
That nigga been dead, y'all. I'm sick of it.
So they, you know, I think in the UK papers, they were talking about, they think they have like 7 days of mourning for the royalty of, etc. But it's so interesting. I guess DMX passed at 50 like the same day.
Yes.
And it's so unnecessarily like visible how people treat the two men's different deaths. I'm not saying DMX was royalty, but
he was a legend though.
he was a legend,
An
like,
icon.
and hearing all the different stories about how like all these just random stories about like, oh yeah, I was working in an IHOP and DMX came in like, yo man, can I make my own omelet? And he was like, yo, just making his own omelet,
Right.
like mopping up in like random places,
Yeah.
showing up at like a Jewish wedding or something like that.
I feel like he was one of the first like rappers I remember just thinking of him as like being vulnerable and open
100%.
about it, just like showing like that. Yeah, I'm this, but I'm also this.
Yeah.
and those are not two things that like are mutually exclusive. Like I can be a man and be vulnerable.
Yeah.
and so and you know what? To your point, no, he wasn't royalty. I feel like they were both legends. DMX, a legendary icon, like staple in the black community, and the Duke of Edinburgh, a legendary racist. You know what I'm saying? Legendary for his racism throughout the years across continents. And so, fuck you, Duke. I'm glad, ding dong, or another racist is dead. And, rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because like with DMX, like he would have songs, to your point about being vulnerable. He would have songs like, I'm angry and I just want to yell and I don't know what I'm doing. Lord, give me a sign. Like what y'all want from a nigga. All these kind of like just like expressive, songs
Anthems.
and lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And he'll like just go in a booth. All the different clips. Even he had that verses with Snoop Dogg, which was such a kind of like a victory lap. You know what I mean?
And you know what's eerie about that verses? I went back recently. I was watching it. He says in that verses like, "I won't be here much longer," and I just like that. Someone sent me that clip recently, and I was like, "Yo, like that is." Kind of eerie, but just kind of because I've heard that from so many different celebrities or people, like they'll say it because like they have this feeling and then they'll be gone.
Well, I mean, there's another clip where he was on some guy's podcast. I think it was the Drink Champs podcast, if I'm not mistaken. But in that he was talking. He was like, this was February this year, so like 2 months ago. He was like, if I die, and they were like, whoa, what are we saying? And then he would say, no, if I die. I'll say that I lived a good life.
Period.
And then they were like, all right, toast. And then, but 2 months later, he's passed, and so it's still like like you mentioned, it's eerie to kind of see those.
Yes.
But we're like afterwards, we're seeing how much he always like lived his life to the fullest. And that was his own opinion.
Right. And I'm just glad he's at peace because we all are familiar with the struggles he had in his life. And I just want to say this. Because I don't think I say this enough. So one, I used to work in substance abuse. I used to help people that were suffering from substance abuse. It's a very hard job. Shout out to all the substance abuse counselors out there. It's tough work. But one of my friends called me after we had heard the news, and he just kind of called. He was like, yeah, all these people saying this, but I just don't like the way he treated his kids. And I was like, I'm gonna stop you. I said because I don't think we show enough sympathy. One, to people who are really dealing with substance abuse because it's a real illness and it is like one of the worst things you can have.
Yeah.
Two, a lot of people don't know that DMX, like when he was 14, a mentor of his, and I use that word loosely, introduced that to him, like laced it and gave it to him.
Yeah.
You don't give that
We
to
talked about that.
like you know what I'm saying? Like a 14-year-old. Last but not least, like when you are someone that is like being consumed by like substance abuse, it's really tough. There's Dre's here.
Yeah. And with that being said, a quick commercial break. Sorry.
Yeah, so lastly, I just think people need to like have a little bit more like compassion for people who are suffering from like substance abuse because it's not easy. It really tears people up, and I don't think anybody wakes up and goes, "I want to be a drug addict." Like this is something that I want to do.
Yeah.
And so yeah, rest in peace, man.
Yeah, man. I just didn't really appreciate how people were, not people, like some of the media and like journalism, especially like the UK and like the non-American kind of outlets kind of saying the Duke and like this rapper who struggled with addiction and kind of defining that, man. Diminishing him and defining him by like, a couple of things, just because it's more consumable for them,
Yeah. And I feel like they have a nasty habit of doing that to black celebrities, but definitely black men.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We will not have it.
Yep.
So yeah.
Cool, man. So,
What's next?
what is next? So, I have a mystery question for you. Okay. Oh, yeah. You ready for this?
I am ready.
I was on Twitter and then I was like, okay, this might be a great mystery question
Okay.
that somebody had just threw out there.
Let me take a sip. Hold on.
Take a sip, man. You might need a sip. Okay. You ready?
What's the MQ?
Okay. This week's mystery question
Yes.
is: if you are a famous black gay, do you have to date a white man or white person? Because obviously, vice versa. You okay? You look like you're something twitching over there.
Who told you to ask me this?
This was
I feel like it's a setup.
no setup
I
at
feel, like
all.
I feel like the interracial gays, they better come for me. The interracial gays, I feel in my spirit. Do you have to? You know what's funny? Don Lemon talked about this recently, and he was like, a lot of people give him shit because, his current, I don't know if they're married, but his man is white. And he's like, I've tried to date black men. He's like, I've done the legwork. He was like, and a lot of like black men, unfortunately, either they didn't want to get married or like they weren't out or like they weren't, and it's tough. Like as a black gay man, like, you black and you gay and there's like shit that comes with both of that. And then like in like the gay black community, like all the issues black people have are just magnified in that community. And so do you have to? Of course not.
Right.
However, these white men, they will marry you. And a lot of them are just white, right? So all they're dealing with is like that gay stuff, which is shit they barely deal with. Like, sorry, white gays. A lot of them be like, but I'm gay. I was persecuted. Yeah, okay, maybe back in the day.
My father kicked me out of the house.
Yeah, okay, look, that sucks. Nigga, a lot doesn't have houses. One no house to get kicked out of, okay? We was, okay, that wasn't even an option.
Yeah.
And so I will say I definitely understand some of the struggles that like black gay men face when they're trying to date each other, but no, you don't have to. I feel like it is a choice.
So I guess my follow-up question would be, as far as the fame addition to that question, right? Because dating is already its own thing, but I imagine like being a famous gay and in those like just different circles and also still trying to maneuver a relationship.
Yep.
It's like you're trying to like find like almost like yourself. I wonder if it's like find yourself twice.
And it's hard too because like how many of you are there even like
Right.
to date in your pool? Like I think black women have a similar issue. Like a lot of my black female friends are like, I want a man that's on this level or like a similar level of me. Sometimes that's difficult. But it's funny. I feel like it's interesting because I feel like this is also mirrored for straight black men that get on and married like non-black women because that's very popular too. And so like I don't know if there's like a correlation between like what you think is successful and how that's supposed to look or like the people you surround yourself with. But I mean, I will say it's a fucking choice.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to be loved. I get that. But if you hold out, because let me tell you, I'm this close to dating a white man. I'm trying not to, y'all. I'm this close. I might just go get me an Asian.
How close was that?
I'm this fucking close.
Okay, it looked like the emoji where it's like a little bit of space.
It's getting like, who's gonna know? They're gonna know. I'm
They're
this
gonna
fucking
know.
close. Like, I might just go get me an Asian from Georgia Tech. Just try, like a soft white. Just something like, off white. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough out there, but
Agreeable gray.
good question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now it's time for real mother news.
Y'all know this is my favorite fucking segment.
Real news.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
You want to go first? What you been watching?
I can go first.
Go ahead.
All right. I saw this movie with Idris Elba
Okay, I like the way this is going
and
already.
the kid from Stranger Things. Yeah. Concrete Cowboy.
Look, I was gonna say, don't ask me his name.
Concrete Cowboy.
Yes.
So Idris also produced this movie, but
Okay.
it's about how they have like these cowboys in like Philadelphia, basically, and like this cowboy population where they have like these old ranches, but like people have kind of been taking their land, so they kind of just. But it's also a story between Idris, who's like this, like kind of neighborhood, guy,
Right.
working on the ranches and stuff like that with the horses, and at the same time, his son, who he's kind of like not been in his life, and kind of working with him to kind of keep him on the right track because his mom kind of like dropped him off at the at his step. So
Yeah. Did you like the movie?
it's not a. Yes, I like the movie.
Okay. I've only seen the first 30 minutes, but it was interesting, the story. It was a story
Yeah.
I never heard. And
Yeah.
I'm always here for like black people and different kinds of stories.
Yeah.
I've talked about this. I'm over the black trauma.
Yeah.
And as I say that, I recently have been watching some black trauma shit.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna have to eat some of my words. I am over black trauma, y'all. We got to find something better to do, but I don't mind it in the horror genre. So Lena Waithe is the EP of a new show on Amazon Prime called Them. And
wait.
it's called Them.
You're watching them,
I am watching it. I'm almost done. I'm on the last episode.
but you don't really rock with the trauma, the situation, because you haven't seen the 12 Years a Slave.
I've not seen all of it, no.
Yeah, have you seen any of the other horror?
Yeah.
You don't really rock with like
I
that
don't
trauma
like that shit. I'm tired of like black porn being like our only means of like storytelling or like how we make money. I get it. And what I will say, this story is different. It's a story I've not heard. It talks a lot about like redlining and how black people's experiences were on the West Coast. Because like I feel like we're very familiar with like Jim Crow South, especially living here. Those stories get told more often. But I didn't know what the experience was like for like the first black family in Compton or like what the redlining was like out there. That stuff is very interesting. But I will say the show is wearing me the fuck out.
Yeah, I saw stuff on Twitter about how it's kind of traumatic, and the way that Lena Waithe is kind of producing it. It kind of, you okay?
No, go
Why
ahead.
is it going and okay, okay, yeah. So I've heard people are kind of struggling with how Lena Waithe is kind of putting it out and kind of like not liking it to the point of like, yo, why would you kind of expose black people to these kind of, already known like traumas and just furthermore pushing out some of the stuff that, the terrorism and stuff like that.
Let me tell you something.
Which I'm also surprised to hear you're watching it. So.
Yeah, because I typically, even if I'm not gonna watch like a black, I try to support, so I'll just turn it on and leave the room, just so it gets a view or whatever. I try to like still support stuff, but I was like, I'm gonna watch it. I like Jordan Peele. I like horror. I'm a big fan of like scary movies and stuff like that. This is tough. I would say it's very traumatic. It's something like you should definitely brace yourself for. The story is very good. It's very well written. The acting is superb. The story is interesting, but it is traumatic as fuck. If you have white friends, you won't after watching it. If you work with white people, don't go to work the next day. Like, just because it just kind of reveals like, damn, like y'all really fucked up. Like for real, like your ancestors were trash from all over, not just like you're like just trash. Like y'all, a lot of y'all still trash today.
Yeah.
It's just tough. And so, but I think it's important. I would encourage white people to watch it because you need to know, like, see your own behavior at work. It's crazy.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's them, y'all.
That's cool.
Hey, Lena, I'm gonna DM you some stuff later. Yeah, it was crazy.
Some trauma that you caused.
Yeah, like my fucking therapy bill because I definitely the first I think I watched 5 episodes back to back and I didn't sleep at all that night. It was crazy. Yeah.
So you remember we had Dwayne Boyd on?
Yes.
Actor,
Director, producer, writer.
all the things. So I watched his movie 4 Minutes.
Okay.
That he was talking about,
Yo.
which is not 4 minutes long, FYI.
It's not a short.
No, it's a about 2-hour movie.
Okay.
It's a feature.
Okay.
So 4 Minutes is about basically the speed dating. Like
Okay.
this guy introduces him to speed dating. Start dating a bunch of people. He meets like somebody and kind of plot plays out. But
Right.
it's like it's a good movie actually.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah, it's actually really hilarious.
Okay.
I really enjoy watching it, and I found myself like laughing out loud several times. It's
I'm
so
gonna check
interesting.
it out.
It was made like 2013, so seeing like
Right.
relationship stories through that lens, and see
right.
how they still translate over. I think it's pretty interesting. So I enjoy that movie.
That's dope.
It's out there on Amazon Prime.
I'm gonna add that to the list. I've been looking. I need a comedy after them.
Yeah.
I need something that's not them. Also, real quick, Mortal Kombat comes out like I think in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I cannot fucking wait. Shout out to all my video game Mortal Kombat fans. The trailer looked crazy, crazy. I'm really excited to see this movie. I've been waiting for this remake for years. So yeah, it'll be on HBO Max.
Did you check out the King Kong versus Godzilla?
Did I check it out?
Yeah. Did you check
I
out?
was placing bets on who was gonna win.
Yeah, I remember.
I lost.
Yeah, I know.
I did.
I watched it too, and I was
lost.
like, look at me winning.
I lost.
King Kong getting his
But-
ass whooped.
But to my defense, them humans was fucking. They just kept handicapping the nigga.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
drugged him in his first fight.
They chained this nigga down.
They chained him. They drowned the nigga.
They put him on a boat. You ain't never seen King Kong on a boat. Like,
They shot him through a fucking portal to the center of the earth, which gotta disorientate a motherfucker.
yeah, he was like, oh shit, where am I at? He was like, You at home now, fight.
Now fight. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the odds were never in his favor. I feel like we need a redo.
Yeah, because I knew that's what they do.
Yeah, it was
That's
some
what they
fucked up
do.
shit. It was some fucked up shit. But the movie, let me tell you, I don't know who choreographed the fight scenes.
Yeah.
It must have been World Star because them niggas was
They was
fighting.
going at it.
I was like, damn, is these niggas?
King
like,
Kong was getting his ass whooped though. That's all I'm saying.
oh, he was. But then I felt better when Mecha Godzilla started fucking up the real Godzilla.
For sure.
Bro, that scene where he just like kept hitting his head into fucking buildings. I
Yeah.
said, yo, put him down.
Yeah, man.
It was great. Sorry if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert.
I mean, you gonna watch it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. We all in the house.
We also didn't explain it to the where you can get the same visual. Like you heard what we said, but
was fire.
seeing it is like the thing.
Yeah.
I got Descendants of Manhattan Beach on here. You got some news for me? No?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Look, I thought we were.
I was like, all right, well, delete that.
No, I was like, I ain't seen that movie. No, this is a real story, guys. This is some Black Joy.
This is real life.
Yes, I have a Black Joy report. In 1912, this Manhattan Beach Resort was established by this black family, and it was a very popular resort in California. They were making a lot of money, and of course, white people being white came along, stole the land, kicked the niggas off. I think they might even like kill them, to be honest. Very fucked up. And so recently, one of the supervisors of the district of some board, she had been seeing a lot of people retweet about it and talk about it. And so she started doing research.
Wow.
And she did found that it was stolen from this family.
Wow.
And so they have taken it from the white people, given it back to the descendants of this family. The property is worth $75 million.
Wow.
And so now this black family are the new and rightful owners of their family legacy, the Manhattan Beach Resort. So y'all, if you're in California, go check that out.
Wow.
That's black owned now.
Wow.
Black Joy Report, reparations.
California doing the damn thing.
They doing the damn thing.
Yeah, they ain't doing it everywhere, but they're doing something.
Because I know it's some shit in Georgia. These niggas, I know Coca-Cola, for example.
Come on now.
That's not y'all fucking recipe.
You know the recipe came from a black person.
It did.
They don't tell you about that.
All y'all did was add a little fizzy juice, and you stole the shit.
And they took the Coke out.
They did.
They took the Coke
out.
out.
That was my favorite part. I'm just playing.
That's the Coca.
That was my favorite part.
I was in love with the Coca.
I'm sick of it. So yeah, shout out to them, Black Joy Report.
With that being, speaking of Black Joy,
Yes.
I watched a little bit of the verses.
Oh my God.
The Isley Brothers versus
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Bro.
Hoo-wee.
Bro.
Hoo-wee.
Bro, I ain't never felt more like an uncle.
So the thing is, I don't like to watch stuff always at the same time everybody else is watching stuff.
Oh, we know. We're aware.
But so I caught this like a couple days later. I had watched it actually always with my parents. Like when I was down in Albany, I was like, "Hey y'all, come in this room. Y'all ain't gonna believe what's on the internet." They were like, "Oh, what's this YouTube?"
This is free.
So and because the thing is, I was like, "All right." Versus, I've already heard, most of these songs. I heard that damn Between the Sheets in that morning. You know what I mean? So when I started playing it, they were like, "Oh man, I remember this song from such and such." And then so I had to mute Steve Harvey every time he kept talking about.
Oh my God, Steve Harvey.
What was he doing?
What the? And look, I don't care how people feel about this. We don't need no fucking host for verses.
Yeah.
We don't need a host, especially one that's in the group. My favorite thing about verses is hearing the actual artist talk about stories.
Yeah.
Not you reliving your shit like on live. Like, I don't care about that.
Steve was like, "Yeah, man, I remember when I heard this song, I had went over this girl's house and I knocked on the door and I said, 'Can I get between the shit?' I'm like, 'Bro, can you let Ron talk about the song?'"
And then people were dragging him on Twitter, and obviously people were telling him he was getting dragged, because then they would come back and he'd be like, "I don't care how y'all feel. I'm supposed to be here.
I deserve to be here.
I always wanted to be in this group." Okay, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
I think the thought about having Steve host was having like the older generation, like somebody to talk them through it and telling them how to sign up on the Zoom links and stuff like that.
But he didn't do none of that.
He didn't do none of that.
At one point, Ronald Isaac was like, "Brother, can you stop talking? We want the young people to just dance."
Yeah.
I was like, "Really, Steve? Shut up."
They got out there and started performing though. I thought Ron was about to blow a hip out.
But he killed. He sounded
good,
great.
yeah.
They looked great. The Earth, Wind, and Fire was still moving. And this one I was through with Steve when he started pouring liquor out on the fucking stage, and he almost spit. Ron Isley jumped back. I was like,
He almost got that on his fur.
I said, "This ain't that kind of event."
The damn alpaca he had on. Had that alpaca
you just
coat.
pouring liquor. What are you doing?
He up there blowing, he like smoking a cigar, blowing smoke
And
in
they
their
trying
face.
to sing live.
You know they old. Like I think Ron Isley like 79 years old.
That's why they took a break. They had to be like, "Steve, it's coronavirus.
Like,
you can't
bro.
just be blowing the shit out here."
You know, Earth, Wind, and Fire got sleep apnea.
They really are.
They got bad lungs.
They were tired.
It's the wind. But it was a dope verses though.
It was amazing. One of my favorites.
Yeah, didn't even realize like the amount of like how of course we all know they have unlimited hits. Ron couldn't even like remember some of the albums he did. Like, how many albums you got? You're like, enough to make me get this first.
Yeah, you see this? I'm rich. Like, I think everyone probably like, oh, you're like 70. I said 70.
What'd you think about Steve's suit?
He had on a suit?
That purple suit.
All I heard was his voice. I wasn't really like, he just kept talking, and so it was hard for me to focus.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had on a purple suit. Purple's my favorite color, and I hate that he was wearing it.
Okay, all right, good talk.
Yep.
Are you gonna watch the next one?
What? On 420?
Yeah. Wait. So it's on 420?
Yes, it's Redman versus Method Man.
Oh, I thought I was talking about the SWV versus Escape, but
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be there for that.
okay.
Like
Redman versus wait, what?
420.
Redman versus Method Man.
Yes.
What are they gonna sing?
I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
Hopefully they do some shit from the How High soundtrack, because that's what I know. I'm gonna be like, How High? Play. They can just play the fucking movie. I'll be there versus watching it, smoking.
This is when I did this. I had smoked on this part, and it was crazy.
I'll be like, oh damn, that makes sense. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. My vaccine done fully kicked in too. I'm gonna have all my superpowers.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Speaking of vaccine kicking in.
Yes.
In St. Vincent, have you heard about the St. Vincent volcano that erupted randomly?
Yes.
Volcanoes are still erupting in 2021.
Who knew?
Not I, said the cat.
Who knew? I didn't realize volcanoes could like continuously erupt.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize them niggas like hibernate and then they wake the fuck back up and just destroy shit all over again.
Yeah, like that damn squirrel in my attic. But yeah, go ahead.
No, it's really bad. You were telling me something very interesting that I didn't know.
Yeah, so St. Vincent is one of those islands in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I think we off camera we were talking about how some of the smoke and ash coming from the volcano has kind of taking over the islands down there.
Surrounding ones, like away from the volcano. It's bad.
Exactly. But usually during volcanoes you have to like evacuate.
Yes.
But they're not letting people evacuate that aren't vaccinated to leave that island.
Hold on, what? So they won't let you on the boat if you
get out. Hold on. Let me see your vaccination card. Let me see. This is the most dangerous place. Hold on. Let me see your credentials. What date? Did you take both shots or just one?
Look, I guess they figured, look, nigga, if you ain't trying to get a vaccine, this ash ain't gonna hurt you.
Clearly, you don't care.
You not worried about corona. You don't need to be worried about this ash. Okay?
Don't worry about this volcano. Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. We were talking about this, but like this vaccine is really about to like create like a class system.
Yeah, man.
Like in different countries, like you didn't get the vaccine, you're these people. It's gonna be like the hills have eyes.
Dude, in Florida, the crazy governor there, he's already made it to where you can't have like a vaccine passport kind of situation. And I forgot like the rules, but he's already trying to like get ahead of, whatever it is this thing's gonna come. One of those Republican kind of.
Because we talked about an airline, they already saying like you're going to have to show that you're vaccinated to even get on all of our flights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening.
Things are happening, guys.
Good luck. Look, if you ain't got the vaccine, good luck. Thank you.
I had to.
Please don't do that. Like, Jamie on that stuff. No, he's not.
And now it's time for us to talk about Kid Cudi wearing a dress on Saturday Night Live. Not white shit. What are you doing, Kid Cudi?
Yes.
They say he was kind of idolizing
Kurt
Cobain from Nirvana, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Either way, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I just wish he would have got a better dress. That's not
okay. I didn't
have
see
no
the
gay
dress.
friends. He ain't got no gay friends, no trans friends. Like, if you're going to pay a tribute to someone in a gown, at least have it on, in the words of Aretha Franklin.
Oh, this is
beautiful
a
gown.
dress.
It's ill-shaped. It's not fitting. He looked like Blossom.
He's got like spaghetti straps.
Yeah, it just was not, I don't know, Kid Cudi. I don't know.
Is this like Little House on the Prairie? Like, what is this?
It just made me wonder, like, is his finances together? Because you could have got a better dress. Because that was definitely a Forever 21 for sale, just straight off the rack. He didn't even try. I just feel like, get you a gay friend. Because they would have told you, don't go out there. Hey, come here. No, put on this dress. Don't wear that dress.
You know how I don't know, man. Like we already have heard about how many times, the media tries to put men, specifically black men, in like just these just different kind of situations.
Because I know what you want to say.
You can
just say, and like effeminate,
yeah,
and like more like things that don't come off as like masculine,
yeah,
like whatever people are saying.
I understand that wearing a dress is not necessarily feminine, or wearing pants and a shirt isn't necessarily masculine. But I mean,
but there are gender roles associated with that.
Correct.
Yes.
A spaghetti strap is usually a little bit more feminine in all the times that I've seen it. This is interesting, man. I'm even thinking about like to where you know, Dave Chappelle would talk about, you know, they try to get him to wear like, you know, dresses in
Yes.
different like roles, and he's like, what am I doing that for? Like, how's that contribute to the comedy?
Right.
I was working with like some creative partners, and we were like putting together a sketch idea, and then somebody had the idea of like, okay, well, yeah, how about, you know, he has these conversations, you know, with a woman, but then like a guy comes in and he's like, okay, having this conversation right now with a guy, and now I'm like, okay, but like, where's the joke? And because like the joke was starting to turn from the conversation towards like the irony of one man liking another man, for example, which
Right.
is like, okay, well, we got to choose what the actual punchline is. Like, what are we trying to,
right,
what are we trying to say? Like, it's funny
Right.
for him to like another guy,
Right.
or is it, you know, it's just, I don't know. I'm just having like all those.
No, I feel
I'm
you.
seeing this dress
And
for the
I
first
just,
time.
I just want to clarify for the people that don't know. Not all, you know, not all gay people wear dresses. I just want to say that because I can already see some of the people. You know, it's what him wearing the dress is not gay.
True.
To be clear.
Also true.
I don't own no dresses. Although I saw one that I did like, but I don't own it. Okay. And so, but no, I do feel you. I do think sometimes there is like this. People talk about the agenda, like they're trying to emasculate black men, and like maybe I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
He also put the dress on, so it's like
Yeah, he made a choice.
he made the choice.
Yeah, and I don't know enough about Kurt Cobain to really understand the significance.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that's where some of the message gets lost, right? And because even like black people that, you know, you'll tell them like, oh yeah, he's commemorating Kurt Cobain. They were like, what? Like, who's Kurt Cobain?
yeah, who? How?
So,
What?
it's interesting, man.
Yeah.
I just, you know, seen that for the first time. Go
Also,
ahead.
just really quickly, talking
Yep.
about Kurt Cobain, he committed suicide at a very young age. He was 27. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. If you're experiencing something, going through something, you don't have nobody to talk to, find somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
There's always somebody there. You know, you can DM Jamie, he'll talk to you.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
have a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I guess we'll do it now.
Oh, what are we doing?
The part.
All right, I'm
You
ready.
know, the one part. Things that white people do.
I'm so proud of you for not forgetting. Look at you. That vaccine is helping you.
Why would I forget? I've never forgot. Now it's time for white shit, guys. Usually Warren has some time, you know, struggles remembering this part, but we're here. We got it, guys. Good job, bro.
Thank you.
Proud of us both.
Okay, white shit.
Yeah,
I got some white shit.
fantastic.
Yes. Okay, so guys, this recently, my white shit, I have a vendetta against Warner Brothers, apparently in DC. Fuck DC and Warner Brothers, all that shit.
The WB?
Fuck the WB, okay?
The double,
They
double,
stole
double.
UPN from us. Warner Brothers ain't been shit for a long time,
Yeah.
actually.
We still don't know what y'all did with that frog either, but go
What
ahead.
happened to him?
I don't know. He was dancing, all of a sudden I don't see him no more.
So the actor Brandon Victor, I think that's his name, he plays Cyborg in the Justice League movie. He filed a lawsuit against Warner Brothers and Joss Whedon. He said when Zack Snyder, the original director who just released the extended version, when he left the film, Joss Whedon took over, and he said it was really problematic. Like there was a lot of racial stuff on the show, like how the executives were like, well, we don't want an angry black man at the center of this movie. Take that out, and like, can you make him more like gimmicky? Like they wanted him to speak in a certain kind of way, like black. And he was like, black people don't talk like that. Black people are not a monolith. I'm not doing that. That's not okay. So he filed a suit. Also, Warner Brothers, Ray J. Jean, I forget his whole name.
Bridgerton guy?
Yeah, the dude from Bridgerton.
Yeah.
So he had auditioned to play Superman's grandfather in a series called Krypton.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And he booked it, like he killed it. So they brought him to like set, and when he got there, one of the executive producers or like executives at Warner Brothers was like, "Who is he? He can't play this role. He black.
Oh, yeah.
Like you cannot play this role. You're black."
I mean,
and he's,
Superman was fictional.
yeah, fictional. Like we don't. Superman's a fucking alien.
This whole world is
We,
fake.
like what the fuck are we talking
Superheroes
about?
aren't real.
Also, we don't know shit about his fucking family for real, for real.
Also, he was better than everybody else the
That
first
part.
time, so what we talking about now?
So yeah, so that was a big thing. The actor, he said, of course, that really hurt him. He left the set. So the Cyborg character commented about that. He said it's ironic y'all didn't want this black man to play Superman's grandfather, but y'all let these other motherfuckers play Zod's parents, and they don't look nothing alike. He said y'all racist, essentially.
Since we're doing 23andMe
Yes.
for Superman.
Yes, that part. So yeah, white people, y'all gotta let some of this shit go. Like, prime example, in 1994, Whitney Houston cast the Cinderella movie with Brandy. It was a black queen with a white man and an Asian son, and like white people. And guess what? We all just watched the shit. It was great.
Yeah.
Like these conversations about diversity, I feel like they don't happen a lot on sets of color. because we don't have to have these fucking conversations. Like, we know, like, it's different shades of people, and not all people look alike, but y'all can be related. It is what it is. White people, get it together.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, fuck you.
Yeah. Good luck, white people. So, moving on.
Yes.
Now it's time for Let It Burn.
Yes.
Our last segment of the day.
Yes.
Before we get there, make sure you guys follow our Twitter, Instagram,
Yes.
YouTube,
Facebook.
subscribe,
Yes.
Facebook. Go ahead and get in tune so you can catch all the updates.
Yes.
Make sure you subscribe to the podcast if you're not already, but I know you did because you're a smart one.
And make sure you go to the Audacity, Jme and Warren, and cop you some merch, y'all. We got hoodies, we got mugs, we got masks.
We got masks.
A lot of y'all still gonna need a mask.
You're gonna need a mask.
You're gonna need a fucking
18
mask.
to 24
get
months.
the goddamn mask.
You're gonna get the
I'm
mask.
sick of it.
The audacity of you to think that you don't need a mask.
You need one.
Yeah,
you can always pick up our candles, but we have a lot of new merch that's great. Baby clothes, because a lot of y'all been busy. I seen you.
In this economy, they wild.
You need the fucking clothes. They cheaper than a lot of the shit at Target.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, check that out.
Yeah. You know what you're letting burn this week?
I do.
Okay, wonderful. You want to go first?
I will.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so this week, what I'm letting burn is people that wear natural deodorant but eat at KFC. You're not aligning. Okay,
Not
one of my friends
consistent.
was trying to tell me, he was like, bro, you need to stop wearing Degree. It got aluminum in it. That shit causes cancer. You know, I wear this natural crystal shit. I said, yeah, I know you do. That's why I'll never invite you to my fucking house because the shit don't work. You be smelling bad. But also, nigga, you was just at the club doing lean. Your shit is not, you worried about cancer.
Yeah.
You smoking crack. Y'all worried about the wrong shit. You worried about what kind of deodorant I'm using and you don't want to take the vaccine. The shit it's not adding up.
Yeah.
The math ain't mathing.
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna be wearing this natural deodorant and eating stuff that's not natural because the shit is not, it's not working. Okay, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm letting it burn.
Okay, I see.
Yuck. What you got?
So I've been reading this book called Atomic Habits, and it talks about how you don't have to do 80% of the things today. Just do like 1%, and over time, you'll do the thing. And it talks about sometimes we have like these triggers to our habits, but also in order to continue that you do the habit the next time, an important part is resetting the space and kind of resetting, so that it'll be easier for me to do the thing the next time. So I'm letting not resetting my space burn, and just when I do a thing, make sure I'm complete it, and then do the next thing.
Right. Instead of worrying about all the shit all at once. No, that's real smart.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna take that in.
I'm gonna look out for the Degree deodorant thing.
Oh my god.
So we got people walking around here just too natural. Too natural.
Just make sure you align. Okay. If you're gonna be wearing natural deodorant, you also need to be a vegan. Okay.
No, maybe out here naughty by nature, but you can't tell them that because everybody vegan.
No, I'm gonna tell you, yuck. Yuck. So yeah. Oh, and last but not least, we gotta let it burn for the podcast.
Let it burn for the podcast.
I always do that. I don't know
why. Because the podcast is lit.
Right, it's burned. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Audacity Podcast. We love you. Check us out on all our handles. Where can they reach you on your personal handle?
They can reach me on my personal handle at Say Less Jamie, because I'm saying less these days.
You can reach me at Warren's World 18. Thank you again